What's going on, guys? Car Review Guys here. My name is AJ, and this week we have the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe all-new redesign. This in particular is the Calligraphy. This is also an all-wheel drive model. Front-wheel drive is also available. As you guys know, my wife also owns the 2021 Santa Fe Calligraphy, so we can kind of compare the generations. This is going to be the full review. I think I'm going to do a video literally comparing the two, and then also, as always, I always do the 5 things I love, 5 things to improve. Over 21,000 subscribers, thank each and every one of you. So if you are new to my channel, we are going to start with the cinematic, then we're going to go on the exterior, talk stats, figures, stuff like that, jump to the interior, and then we will take it on a drive. It's like 110 degrees out here in the Phoenix area, and I am sweating profusely, but we're out here for you all, so let's roll. Hopefully you all enjoyed that cinematic, short and sweet, hopefully. Alrighty, starting with some of the stats and figures, this Calligraphy has a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder pushing 277 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque. Transmission is an 8-speed automatic. Front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive drivetrain, as I already mentioned. This one in particular is all-wheel drive. And the 0 to 60 on this is about 6.3 seconds. Previous generation is right around the 6.1, so it is just a touch slower, but you're going to see this one does have some differences. As an example, the third row. MPG, 20 city, 28 highway, and 23 combined average. Gas tank size, 17.7 gallons. Touching on vehicle dimensions, overall length, 15.9 feet. And your width is around 6.2 feet, and your ground clearance is 7 inches. Pricing starts around $33,950. Tester today, we're looking at $50,925, and that is including the destination charge. All right, we are here in the back. So if we come right down here, there is a button. We can press that. Up the power tailgate goes. As mentioned, it does have a third row. Previous generation did not have this third row. So if you want to fold the seats, yes, you absolutely can. You can just simply pull up on the strap and there it goes. Obviously, it would also help to fold the headrest. All right, and there you go. So you can see in the third row, you have your own temperature controls right there. You have a USB-C. There's USB-Cs for every row, every single seat, which is nice. You have some cup holders. Second row is power. You can fold those down if you would like. And also we will put here on the screen with the dimensions as far as with the third row folded, and then also just this back section. If you lift up, you can see you got the tire jack there, and then also some storage compartment over on the left. Things on the exterior you may or may not notice. Fuel door is located here on the driver's side, and then you have this little thing here. You may not really notice it. If you push in, this is actually a grab handle to hold in there. You can put your foot up on the tire, and then you can reach if you were deciding to put things up on top. To shut it, just simply press, and there you go. It does have keyless entry, which is located on the front doors only. It is not on the rear doors. You can see they have Santa Fe right there, and it does have a 360 camera. You can see the camera located right there. Just taking a look at the front, you can see kind of like the H pattern in the headlights, right? Hyundai, which is kind of unique. And then you do have an active grille there to allow some airflow whenever it is hot. You can hear it probably right now. If not, here you go. it is wicked hot here in Arizona, which is why the car is staying running. And there you have a camera as well. Like I said, 360 camera. Before we jump into the rear, just wanted to touch on the tires. So here on the rear, they are Scorpion MS's, which is some Pirellis, and your size is a 245 45 21, and they're definitely some sharp looking wheels. Before we step into the rear, you can see there is a sunshade there. Door materials pretty soft all through there, soft there, got like a wood grain here, heated seats, and window switch, which is nice. There's no bezel or anything. I wish there was a bezel. I know I'm weird. If you watch my reviews, I do like little bezels, just feels a little bit more special. This does not a big deal. All right, let's step into the rear. Let's see. Alrighty, we are in. It's not that difficult at all. This has a little bit kind of like stadium seating. So if we put this at point of view, this is exactly how I can see straight in front of my face. So you can actually still see out in front of you a good bit. Here in front of us, you do have a little thing that you can, I don't know what you want to call it. I mean, it's not, I guess you're just going to hold newspapers in there. Really? That's about all you're going to get. Here, you've got a nice little tray. You can put some different things in, a little storage compartment. This is a dual opening center console, so you can open it from the rear and also from up front. As mentioned, every row has USB-Cs. They're located here on the seats. Here in the rear, these seats are power, and you can absolutely move them many different ways that you would like. Laying it down, super comfortable. One thing that the 2021 does not have is a power second row for the seats, which we can talk about in the comparison video. So that's also something new along with the third row in this new generation. And then just wanted to touch, last thing, you can see air vents here on the pillar, so that way you can stay nice and cool. Time to step into the front. Here we go. Super easy, even for me, and I have a jacked up knee at the moment. Yes, I'm only 29 years old. I have no idea what's wrong with it. We got to figure that out. The neck has been the main thing. We're not going to go down that road. If you have been watching my channel, you will know it's getting a little bit better. I can move kind of here and there, but after one of these videos, I'm pretty much on the couch with a heating pad. That's pretty much where I'm at, but we're hustling through it. Nonetheless, that just shows you how easy it is to get into this, because right now, not in perfect health, and I had no issues getting in here. Touching on the door, very similar to the rear. All of the materials, you do have two settings for memory seating. You can probably see ever so slightly the ambient lighting located right there. And there's also some, I don't know if you can see it, there you can, underneath there as well, which is nice at night. Out in front of us, we have a heads-up display. Hopefully you can see that quite well. And then we have two 12.3-inch screens, and they are nice and clear. And the responsiveness is really good. I mean, it is just like using your phone. It's very, very responsive, very clear, which is, like I said, super nice. And if we press this button right here, we can hit the camera, and we can go to the 360 view. Again, this is camera through camera, so keep that in mind. You can scroll around, look however you want, different angles, super clear, definitely up near the top as far as the industry goes. Up above us, we have a digital rear view. Also not available on the previous generation. Wish my wife's vehicle did have that. It does not. And then jumping back down here, there are definitely still buttons, which are nice to have. Start, stop being over here, and then they have moved, pretty much all vehicles now have this little guy. So in order to go and drive, you just twist it forward, and to go in reverse, you twist it back, and then park is located on the end. Also new for this generation, we do have two wireless charging pads, so not just one, we got two. Heated seats, cooled seats, heated steering wheel, and you can control the rear climate as well as far as fan speed goes. So yeah, definitely a lot of nice options. You have your drive mode located here, so if we were to press that, you can see that is Sport, My Drive, Snow, and Normal. Press this button here and you do have a little compartment up in there. You also have the glove box located right down here, and even more storage kind of right above it. As mentioned, this is dual opening, so you can open it from either side. The seats are really nice. I will say that I do honestly like my wife's just a little bit better as far as the design goes. Hers are like a diamond stitch. This is a little bit more simplistic. Doesn't look bad, still super nice. I do wish my wife's came in this color though. This light gray is so nice. Man, I wish hers came in this, but it was not offered in the previous generation. I think that covers just about everything. The only thing I guess I'll mention is obviously you have a panoramic roof up above us, and also the headliner is a suede. Feels really premium, feels really nice. I think it's time we get this 2024 out on the road. For me, owning a 2021 Calligraphy, there are many things in this that maybe feel at home, but it also feels vastly different. And what I mean by that is just the overall shape is a lot different. Like, not only from the exterior, just a look-wise, like it's way more boxy, but it feels a lot different because of that design. And that's not a good thing or a bad thing. I'm kind of neutral on it. It's just kind of whatever preference you like. But that's the first thing that I've really noticed. Just the windows, all the shapes, everything just feels so much different. The braking is also a good bit different. Like, I think they've spread it out a little bit more. On the 2021, it's like you barely touch it and you're like going through the windshield. And this vehicle, you kind of have to press it a little bit and then it kind of eases into it. So honestly, I think it's a little bit of a refinement. It's just something to get used to, because in my wife's vehicle, it's just different. So that's just something that I've noticed from previous generation to this one. As far as noise levels, it's honestly pretty hard to improve upon what the 2021 was already doing. So I think this one honestly is about the same from a noise level perspective. I have 3 categories if you're new to my channel. You have tire noise, you have engine noise, and you have wind noise. And to me, for the price, for the category, honestly, even putting it above in a higher price bracket, I really think that it's up there with how good it is. I think it's very quiet, very well maintained, and it's honestly very impressive what they are able to do for the price tag that comes with it. Let's check our blind spots. Over to the left, not bad. The pillar's kind of like slanted just a hair, so you kind of gotta get used to that, I guess, but again, not bad at all. I have a Camaro and other vehicles, an NSX and stuff. Blind spots, the worst thing you could ever imagine. So to be honest, I'm maybe not the best person for blind spots, but I am up front. That's really not that bad. Over to our right, there's windows for days, and they're quite large, so I don't see you having an issue. If you do have an issue, then just use the blind spot monitoring, and also it is equipped with the cameras that go right down the side of the vehicle, so you can see them as you put on your blinker. Pretty standard on Kia, Hyundai, Genesis vehicles nowadays. All right, let's put this thing in sport mode, and we're gonna have to get out here eventually. We got cars for days, but I want to kind of test, like, the 2021 will absolutely get it. Like, if you just floor it, and again, this is coming from a supercar owner, so yes, I know what fast is, but for an SUV and for what this vehicle is, it's really, really, really good. So, as soon as this vehicle gets past, let's see what we can do. Here we go. It's got a lot of turbo lag. Like, the 2021 has some turbo lag, but this one has a lot of turbo lag in comparison. Now, once we got past the turbo lag, we were good. Like, if I would have just held the pedal probably like 2 seconds prior to whenever I just wanted to take off, I probably would have been going where I wanted to. Not a big deal. I'm sure you could get an aftermarket like pedal commander type stuff if you really wanted it. Don't think you really need that. Just my observation again between the 2 generations. We are going to drop it back into normal. We are coming up to the cattle guard. We go over every single week with every single vehicle. So let's see how it does for noise and suspension. Here we go. Suspension really good, noise really good. There's not much more to elaborate, and if you don't believe me, go watch some of my other reviews. You can see how much I move. I really don't move that much. And as far as noise, again, watch the other reviews and you will find out. That is impressive. One thing I always love talking about in a Kia, Hyundai, Genesis is the lane centering. The lane centering works with or without the cruise control. Now, safety to always be said, to keep your hands on the wheel. It's just if you want to get a drink of water, stuff like that, it's great to have that feature there. Also, on a long road trip, it's nice to just kind of have your hand lightly on the wheel versus really kind of manhandling it, if you will. Is it a big deal? No. Is it nice to have? Absolutely. As far as the adaptive cruise control works, also Kia, Hyundai, Genesis, all of those, they all work really good nowadays. So if you've driven any of them, it's all the same software as long as you're on the same version. But I'm saying you can check that very easily to know if it's the exact same. Also, super nice having the tech, having the digital rear view mirror, having the heads up display, heated seats, cooled seats. Like, it just feels really nice whenever you're driving down the road, along with it being nice and quiet. People are going to ask me, well, would you get the new generation if you have the generation you already own, meaning the one before this? In the case of my wife, she has the 2021. And for me, I think, honestly, it all comes down to personal preference. You know, do you need a third row? Then yeah, you probably want this new generation, right? If you don't need the third row, if you don't need a second wireless phone charger, and you're just looking for, like, as far as ride quality goes, honestly, they're right there together, to be honest. I mean, the previous generation was really, really good and a huge improvement from the generation before that. So it all just comes down to personal preference and what you need and what you want, and look-wise, right? Like, whether you like this body style or the other body style better. It's all going to come down to personal preference on what you like. To me, there's pros and cons to both. You know, like I said, this has the color interior that I would really want, a light gray. The previous generation doesn't have it. Why they didn't offer it, don't know. Is it frustrating? Absolutely. But do I personally like the looks of the older generation better than this generation? Yes, that's just me personally. You know, there's pros and cons to both. Again, as far as ride quality goes, I would definitely say they're equal. So it comes down to preference and to what you want. There are some more features in this: digital rear view mirror, 2 wireless charging pads, the third row, just some of the differences. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Next video is going to be 5 things to love, 5 things to improve, or I'm going to do the comparison kind of side by side, just pointing out some of the differences so you can see them. I don't know which one I'm going to launch first. As long as time permits, we will get those done. Over 21,000 subscribers. Again, thank each and every one of you. I really am appreciative. And if you guys have any comments, questions, just comment down below. Happy to answer them. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.